For heavyweights, otherwise you're looking at me thinking, here we are then with heavyweights race number 1. Down here on the grid we've got a couple of carts facing sideways. This is to stop them from rolling down the grid, and our pole position is, I believe, Oxford. So, inheriting pole position are Cambridge.
Yes. Hello.
Lucky you. What do you make of that? Your big rivals, as it were, not showing up and gifting you pole position.
Well, I think they're scared.
It could well be. They may have heard that you might be loading them on the grid. Is that why they haven't turned up?
Could be. You never know.
How's things looking for Cambridge anyway? I don't think we spoke much down at PFI, but how's the season going?
A, are doing a good job so far, and B, are plugging away at it still.
So. Plugging away at it still is code for not doing very well.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Can you right some wrongs today?
I hope so. Starting off pole, I've got certainly a good best starting position I could get.
All right, then. Well, all the best for that, and I'll speak to you after the race if you win.
Cheers. Thank you.
Down here, and what's this about? 7th or 8th? Pole position's not here, so you've moved up a row.
Have we?
Yes. Oxford University have dropped out today, so that man who should be on pole position is not going to be taking part. Therefore, you're on the 4th row, not the 5th.
That surprised me. I'm happy with that though. It's what, 7th place start then?
You can go home saying you've overtaken someone now.
Yeah, quite easily. But I'm already got my second race today is starting P2, so it won't be my highest place of the day, I don't think.
Got the experience of Sam Cobb in front of you here. Have you raced against him before in BUKC? Most people have.
Yeah, probably a few times. I recognise the helmet.
Everyone recognises the helmet.
Yeah, it's probably come past me a few times. My biggest task in front though, Nathan, our president. So I'm going to be aiming for Nathan today. I
would go and have a chat with him, but we lost a bit of signal down there, so we're going to have to go further back the grid, unfortunately. What's at stake, though, between you and Nathan? Does someone have to buy the McDonald's on the way home?
No, not tonight. Probably used to be a pint on the way back, or when we get back into Brighton.
Yeah, not while you're driving?
Not while I'm driving, no drink and drive here.
All right, well, all the best for that, and I shall speak to you after the race.
Cheers, Jacob.
Stephen Howes there of Brighton B squaring off against his captain. We are going to jump in with the Leeds team, and we've got Mr. Jack Fisher. Jack, good start for the day. I think it was Kieran, was that, in first race?
I think he was second, yeah, so a decent start for us. Looking for a round win here for Clubman's.
Was he eligible this time, Kieran?
He was. We made sure he was weighed up to 77.5 this time, so not a chance of him being under.
Better to be safe than sorry, as he was at PFI. How about yourself? How are you looking for this one?
I'm excited for it. There's a lot of quick guys I've seen in this session, so I'm going to try and keep it on track in the first lap and see where I end up and then push from there. So,
what's a short lad like you doing in heavyweights?
We've got two skinnier lads than me, so I'm having to put about 13 kilos on to get up to here, but it'd be more if it was the other lads. So.
The joys of being young.
Yep.
Jack, all the best. I shall speak to you later.
Cheers.
Jack Fisher there. Oh, I've caught myself on the radiator. Never mind. Let's wander further back up the grid where there's a little bit more signal and see if we can find someone to have a chat with. Huddersfield are here, and we've got Kezia in the cart. Kezia, Huddersfield are missing a few drivers today. What's the story?
I think Stephen Letts had too much to carry in his shoulders, so he can't make it today. Watching this, then...
I've heard a rumour that he also found out that it was Embarrassing Car Crash Stories Day, and he totaled it on the entrance to PFI at one time.
Oh, yeah.
On the way to clear... Hang on. I'm going to have a quick chat with Aaron about this. He said teammates clear the grid, but stay for just this second. What's happened?
2 years ago when we went to Clay, he went round a roundabout the wrong way.
There you have it. Stephen Letts cannot drive to racetracks. Thank you, Aaron. I'm going to have a quick chat with Tom Fox just before we set off. Tom, reigning champions Coventry, first race out for them today. Can you set the standard?
Oh, who knows? Have you seen this grid? It's crazy.
Just noticed that Kyle's behind you. Any words of encouragement for him?
As long as he stays behind me, I'm fine. I don't mind. So.
Right, I'm going to have a quick chat with him. Tom Fox, the reigning champions Coventry. Kyle Morby lining up for Oxford Brooks. Which one is it now, A?
Yes.
How are you looking, Kyle?
We'll find out in a minute.
Got champions Coventry in front of you. Have you raced Tom Fox before?
I must have done. I've been doing it so many years now. Yeah, I probably have.
Can you beat him?
I'll tell you in 25 minutes. Well, you'll know in 20.
No, I want to know now. We'll know in 25 minutes.
I'll say we'll go yes then. That's the answer you want.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much. Jake O'Sullivan is over here. I'm going to jump in and talk to him for Birmingham. Jake, real quick, what are your chances in this race?
I mean, you can only really go forward, can't you, from this point?
You can go 5 places back, I reckon.
I'd like to think I don't end up back there, but history suggests I might, so hopefully let's not do that.
We're doing embarrassing car crash stories today on the stream. Anyone from Birmingham got any stories?
I've actually got a good one. My only car crash ever, crashed into a World War II Nimrod. Yeah.
I'll have to get the full story from you later on because that's quite impressive. I'm being shoved off the grid. This will be the first of our heavyweight sprints. Howard, James, back to you in the comms box.
Thank you, Jacob. That is an incredible... I don't want to say the word achievement. I hope everyone was all right, I guess. Anyway, let's talk you through the grid of this one then. Oxford are taking this one from pole, I believe. Yes, they are indeed, sorry. So it is... Sorry, you take us through that, mate. I'm going to check my sheets here because they don't match up.
Based on what I was understanding from Jacob there, I believe it's Cambridge B on pole, or it could be Coventry. We'll go. Well, you know what? We'll go from second downward. So second place, Coventry D. William.
Sorry, I just want to say I've worked out now. Oxford, because they haven't turned up.
Yeah.
Everyone's been bumped up, haven't they? There we go.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So it's Coventry D then starting on pole position with William Metcalf, and Cambridge B are second with Dominic Cousins. Exeter A, Mr. Karting himself, Konstantinos starting there in fourth place. Brighton A, Nathan Little in fifth, and Imperial A starting in fifth even with Louis Martin. Sixth place to Sam Cobb in the Cambridge A kart, and Nottingham A are in seventh. Now for the rest of the grid, 8th place for Brighton B and Stephen Howes, a very experienced driver, one who I've had the pleasure of racing many a time. Loughborough A in 9th with James Ireland, and it's Oxford Brooks B in 10th with Angus Fender. 11th place for Charlie Bennett in the Loughborough B kart, and it's James Bumay starting for Barfay in 12th place. 13th place to Jack Fisher, still getting over his hangover from last night, and it's Warwick C in 14th with Edward Boswell. Sheffield A are in 15th with Jordan Mitchell. And we have the green-helmeted Rory Hudson starting in 16th place for Bournemouth A. Birmingham B starting in 17th with Ethan Herford, and it's Ewan Howes in the Trinity B kart starting in 19th. Starting 18th, sorry. Coventry B are 19th with Matas Grigalauskas, and 20th to Huddersfield B, Ben Hinchcliffe. Kingston A are 21st with Jack O'Toole, and it's Nottingham Trent A in 22nd with Scott Jeffs. Manchester Met A follow on in 23rd with Matthew Tomlinson, and in 25th we have the equally experienced and talented Thomas Fox in the Coventry A kart. Obviously he wasn't with the team last year for their championship win, but he will hopefully help them on this year as well. And it's Newcastle B, Adam Fleming in 25th place, and Kyle Morby in the Oxford Brooks A kart starting in 26th. Loughborough C are 27th with George Salthouse, and it's Queen Mary A in 28th, and Nathaniel Smadger starting for them. Jack O'Sullivan in the Birmingham A kart starting in 29th, and it's Tom Hamblin in 30th place. Aston A starting in 31st with Joshua Northall. And we have Trinity A, Ryan Davies starting there. It's an all-Welsh penultimate rows. We've got Swansea A, Jeremy Todd starting in 33rd. And rounding off the grid in 34th, it is Loughborough D. And if you were confused as to why I probably got some of the numbers wrong there and why the numbers didn't match up, it's because Oxford don't really like the BUKC anymore. They've decided to not turn up and confuse the absolute bejesus out of all of us. And you know what? Take that grid with a pinch of salt, because I'm pretty sure it's Cambridge B. It's Cambridge starting on pole position.
We will work it all out. And besides, it's about to change anyway. It's a BUKC sprint race. You are watching your Alpha Live stream of round 3 of the British Universities Karting Championship 2020. My name is Howard Mitchell with James Johnstone alongside me in the comms position. It's race 2. It's a heavyweight race. Now, if you weren't with us for PFI, this is a new aspect of the format in the BUKC this year. We're alternating between lightweight and heavyweight races across these sprints. So race number 1 was a lightweight race where they had to be weighted up to 75 kilos. This is a heavyweight race up to 85 kilos. So that's a new aspect to bear in mind. It does mean there are drivers in this race, no doubt, who come in at under that. They've had to lead up their karts to comply with the rules. Don't forget that we're going out on Facebook and on YouTube, on the Alpha Live YouTube channel there, and live.alphatime.co.uk/BUKC if you've got a second screen available to look at the timings on that and follow along in even greater detail, as I think, James, we're good for a race start.
We are indeed. We're going to look for those green lights to go on, and here we are. We are racing for the first heavyweight race in BUKC history, and it looks like Cambridge B got a very good start there. No incidents to report so far. It is, in fact, Cambridge B leading away from Coventry D, although we have got a big incident coming out of Surtees. Looked like there was a cut in the wall. Have both been able to get away?
Involved.
Have they been able to get away? Yes, it looks like they have. So actually, no, we've had a change for leadership now. It's Brighton A, out of nowhere, are now leading this race. We've got some hand gestures being waved. Have we got a full start? No, it looks like we are all good for this race to continue.
Sorry, James, spinner in the S's as well. Moment there for the number 17 kart of Nottingham Trent A. Scott Jeffs facing the wrong way, now underway again. Not a nice place to spin though, but it is indeed Nathan Little who's got to the head of the field here for Brighton A. Fantastic stuff for them as they come round to finish lap number 1.
This has been a very messy first lap. There has been a lot of contact, much worse than the previous race, but it looks like we haven't had any major incidents as we saw on certain first laps last year. But oh my God, they are about 4 wide coming into hairpin 1. It's the BUKC, ladies and gentlemen. It's what we love to see. Contact warning for Brighton B. They are down. Where are they? I'm not entirely sure. I'm just sorry.
They're down in 6th place, mate, so they don't want to. They're on for a good result at the moment. They don't want to get too many of them.
I do not want to be accused of favouritism in any way, shape or form, but I can't help but notice that Jeremy Todd of the Swansea A kart has gone from 34th all the way up to 18th place. So a fantastic start there for the Swansea A team. A lot of argy-bargy heading now, coming into Garda. Big thing there. That looks like to be Jack O'Toole in the Kingston A kart. He looks to be having a go on James Bumay in the Bath A kart, although we will see what the live timing says as we cross the line. A couple of big movers here, all big faller down there is Imperial. Looks like they were also good number of karts wide heading into Conway. It's coming out of Surtees. There's Thomas Fox in the number 1 car. Where has he climbed up? He's climbed up to 10th place. So a very good start there. There's the James Bumay and Jack O'Toole fight going on. It looks like that is also the number 7 of Oxford Brooks A getting involved as well. I believe that was Carl Morby, wasn't it? He was starting down in very much near the back. So a lot of big movers on this first lap. I've just spotted the Swansea A kart as well heading through. They're having a fantastic start in this event. We've got, who's that? That is Sam Cobb, I believe, in the Cambridge kart, having himself a little battle there. So we've had a change of leadership as well. Exeter A now leading from Cambridge A. Brighton A falling down to 3rd place. So what are we going to see here? We've got a contact warning for Loughborough C. They are down in 21st place. And there's a move there from the number 9. That is Nottingham A. They have got a move done on Brighton A, forcing the Brighton driver over. He puts his hands up in disgust, but the move is now done.
Absolutely good stuff then. We've fallen into the equilibrium a little bit more now. They're not Noah's arcing it everywhere around the circuit, but look at this, the number 1 of Coventry A battling away with Loughborough A. This is not just a battle over 8th place on the road, it is the top 2 teams in the championship at the moment battling away there as they continue to file through onto another lap. It's Tom Fox at the wheel of that Coventry A kart with Loughborough A having James Ireland at the wheel.
Cambridge B are the car in the way at the moment as Thomas Fox sends it down the inside of hairpin 2. So Loughborough and Coventry getting through there. It's the fight for, what is that? That's 13th place. Continues to rage on. James Bumay heading the field ahead of Jack O'Toole in the Kingston A car, although that might be different now. I'm not sure I saw his helmet on the camera here as we're back with the championship fight. It has to be said, this is a fight for the championship. Coventry A and Loughborough A, but we've sort away from that as well. And now we've picked them up. So they're heading up through Cafe and watching Exeter A over the line. It's a much closer race than the last one, and very close there. Thomas Fox versus, I'm sure Howard will be able to tell
James
me.
Ireland.
It's James Ireland.
And there he goes down the inside of hairpin 1. Nice textbook move. Does Ireland have a response? He's going to be on the outside of hairpin 2, but he's trying it, isn't he? Round the outside of hairpin 2. He's being aggressive. Can Tom Fox get good drive? No, he can't. James Ireland, ladies and gentlemen, round the outside of hairpin 2. You do not see that very often, folks. That was something special to return the favour.
Brilliant defensive driving there from James Lyon. Brilliant to go around the outside. Bit of argy-bargy, but I think that is just that's harsh but fair racing there. Thomas Fox there, a bit of violence between all of them, but they have been able to get away with it.
And as James has been mentioned, James Bume there, you just see him at the just as we cut away from each shot at the moment, you can just see the 31 leading quite a train of karts in the background of each shot as we look at Brooks B defending against Cambridge B. Dominic Cousins, in that Cambridge B kart, chasing Brooks B's Angus Fender. At the moment, this is over 8th place. But you can just see in the background there quite a train of karts battling away in the teens. The likes of Bath A, Loughborough D, Brighton B, Kingston A leads A, Imperial A, and Birmingham A. Well, they spoke to Jake O'Sullivan on the grid, and he said, I can only really go forward. He is doing that at the moment, which is good to see. We're back with that battle over 6th place, and then here's the battle over 8th, which slowly but surely Brooks A are coming onto the back of as well. So it's nearly a 3-horse battle over 8th place.
Very close fight between Cambridge A and Nottingham A for 2nd place. They're about a second off the leader in the shape of Exeter A. In fact, that might be a car in the way already, but we're back with the battle for, what is that for? I'm not entirely sure, but it's Thomas Fox, this time on James Island. This time he's waited for hairpin 2, and the move is done. So 1 now leads 2 in the battle for 6th place, although it has to be said, James Island right on the back of Thomas Fox. There's the Exeter A car leading away. 14th and 9th just behind Cambridge A and Nottingham A. Are we going to see anything from James Island on Thomas Fox into Garda? Not sure. I think they're staying line and stern at the moment, but it is this battle for 2nd place that you find us with right now. We're going to look for the Exeter A car coming across the line. There we go. So here comes the number 9 of Nottingham A. Down the inside of Cambridge A. Very close. They run out wide. This is going to bring Loughborough B into the fight as well, but it looks like Nottingham A down the inside of Sam Cobb, and there has been a change for 2nd place. But now the number 6 of Loughborough heading through, and he has also got the move down. So in the space of just a few corners, Nottingham A have gone from 2nd, Cambridge A, sorry, have gone from 2nd to 4th, and this is all going to bring Coventry A and Loughborough A into the fight as well.
Stefan Kessler is at the wheel of that Nottingham A car. Had a brilliant couple of rounds at PFI, particularly his sprint round there, getting by Sam Cobb, which is much easier said than done. Sam Cobb in that Loughborough car, isn't it? No, he's not in the Loughborough car whatsoever. In Cambridge A's car. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the fact he's changed teams from his Warwick stable.
It's very confusing.
But he is one of the most experienced drivers in the field, as Nathan Little gets taken by Tom Fox here over 5th place, and following through as well as James Ireland of Loughborough A. So Nathan Little, who's having a fantastic race, it has to be said here, for the Brighton A squad as he tries to get back at James Ireland into hairpin 2, but James Ireland's able to cover that one off, but still driving well here, Nathan Little. He doesn't need to let that upset his rhythm too much. He's driving a good race so far, but I should say that Sam Cobb is one of the most experienced drivers in this field, currently hunting down Charlie Bennett in that Loughborough B kart you just saw at the start of this shot, but still this fantastic little on-track battle between Coventry A and Loughborough A goes on, but Konstantinos Karting in the number 5 there with his gold helmet and black suit is your race leader for Exeter A.
First of all, we've got a mechanical flag for Coventry D, second one of the day. But Howard, I'm predicting now we are going to see a 6-way fight for this lead in the next couple of minutes. You can see the top 4 separated by 1.3 seconds. We've then got about 1.6 seconds back to this fight. These two, Tom Fox and James Ireland, very experienced. They will work together and they will be able to surely get onto the back. We're hopefully going to see a titanic battle for the lead of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Should always say as ever, it's mucho close in the midfield as well. Kingston A in 15th, currently leading a train of about 10 karts who are less than a second behind each other. So that's one to look out for, the number 23 kart leading that train at the moment. But this battle for 2nd place is really hotting up now. For the lead of the race, I should say. Stefan Kessler in that Nottingham A kart has caught up to the back of Konstantinos in the Exeter A kart. And look out as well for Charlie Bennett in that Loughborough B effort. Goes down the inside of Stefan Kessler in the Nottingham A car. Nerves him out wide, but I think that was firm but fair stuff to take 2nd place. Lovely move there from the Loughborough B driver, and now Charlie Bennett will try and get onto the back of Konstantinos, but this has brought in Sam Cobb in that Cambridge A car, and he's gone straight down the inside of Stefan Kessler. Kessler decides to go wide in evasive action of the bollards there. If he hits that, that would be the same as a cone penalty, so he wants to avoid doing that. And suddenly, as you said, James, this is all starting to heat up nicely at the front here, and don't forget Coventry and Loughborough will be able to see this, and if they know what's good for them, they'll work together to get onto the back of this.
Absolutely fantastic racing there. Konstantinos going out a little bit wide in hairpin 1, forcing the Cambridge A car. Sorry if I'm forgetting the names, but there we go. There's a penalty for Cambridge A as we've got a change of leadership. Loughborough B now are leading this race, but Cambridge A have picked up a penalty. Well, that might have been Cambridge B actually. We'll see what. No, it's Cambridge A.
It is Cambridge A.
Forcing a driver wide.
Sam Cobb there in his flame helmet.
And I think, Howard, I have to agree with that. And I'm glad to see as well that there's no track limits penalty for the Cambridge A car as well. As we mentioned, Thomas Fox now firmly involved in this fight. James Ireland just a little bit further behind. And we're going to now watch them across the line. Konstantinos still right behind the Loughborough B car.
Stefan Kessler, James, having a go at Sam Cobb here into turns 1 and 2 into Conway's and Henry's Bend, and he's got the job done. And Sam Cobb will be looking to fight back, but he's got to be careful because now Tom Fox is on the scene in that Coventry A car, and we could just see in the back of shot there, he was going down the inside, he's got the job done. So Coventry A up to 4th place, Nottingham A up to 3rd. All change here at the front, and Sam Cobb's now got that penalty for forcing the driver wide. So it's been an expensive lap or so for the Cambridge A car. They're still on for some decent points, but they will be demoted a few positions, a couple off the top of my head, come the end of this race. And now James Ireland is going to have a go as well. Look out for the number 2 kart attacking the 14 kart as they come onto this new lap.
Thomas Fox very much interested in the Nottingham A car. You're going to have to remind me again of the name, Howard.
Stefan Kessler.
Stefan Kessler, right. So we've got Thomas Fox versus Stefan Kessler now coming into 3rd place, heading towards hairpin 2. Are we going to see any move from Thomas Fox? No, he thinks better of it. Now heading down towards the S's. The front 2 getting a little bit of a gap now. Konstantinos and the Loughborough B car.
Sorry, side by side goes James Ireland and Sam Cobb heading towards the S's. Which way did that come out? It went the way of James Ireland. So James Ireland has now secured that. It's going to be 5th place there for Loughborough. Tom Fox is going to have a look here down the inside of Stefan Kessler, and Kessler manages to get the cutback as they go through the Senna. It's called the Senna chicane, but to be honest, it always feels just like a single left-hander. Onto a new lap we go. 13 minutes of this one still to go. There's plenty of racing to go on here. As you predicted, James, this has become a 6-horse race at the front effectively, currently headed by Charlie Bennett in that Loughborough B car in the red suit. He's got extra A all over the back of him, though. He cannot rest for a second. And as I said earlier, there's still fantastic battling going on throughout the field here as well. Battle over 11th place. Keep an eye on that on your timing towers on the left-hand side of the screen. It's the other flavour of commentators. We often talk about commentators' curse being that we curse other people's races if we say it's going well, as Tom Fox goes down the inside again of Stefan Kessler, and this time makes it stick. The other form of commentators' curse is I wish we could talk about everything that's happening out there, but it's impossible right now as they come onto lap number 17.
Charlie Little there in the Loughborough B car he's got a little bit of a gap now to extra A. It's only 2/10 of a second. In fact, it's commentators' curse once again, Howard. The fight is now still definitely on for the lead of this race. Coventry A getting very interested. Obviously, Tom Fox, that late move on the Nottingham A car, Sam Kessler, and much better than his first attempt where he went a little bit too early. Tried it once, came back for the second time, got it done straight away. Fantastic driving there from Tom Fox. Meanwhile, we've now got James Ireland in the Loughborough A car getting involved with Nottingham A. Are we going to see him coming through at any moment? We've also got to bear in mind as well, we're only just over halfway through, and as I say that, the 61 of Queen Mary A going through. Backmarkers are going to start to play a part in this race, probably much more so than what we saw in the last race. Loughborough A, James Ireland have just set the fastest lap of the race, so I'm sure we'll be seeing an overtake from them very soon. In fact, as I say that, we have just seen an overtake there by James Ireland even, on the Nottingham A car, and now James Ireland up into 4th place even.
I should say as well that further back from this top 6 battle that we've been focusing on, Brighton A are still having a fantastic race with Nathan Little at the wheel, but he is getting the attentions of a certain Kyle Morby, who's having a fantastic drive from the back for Brooks A. They started 26th They're now battling over 7th. Other teams that I've noted are having a good drive up through the field. Birmingham A running in 14th, having started in 29th, and also Newcastle B, Adam Fleming started 25th. He's now up into 17th, so some good drives up through the field happening here as we keep our eyes peeled on the leader. Charlie Bennett absorbing the pressure so well from Konstantinos. Konstantinos in the number 5 Exeter A car with his gold helmet, still chasing them down. This is a driver who had a lot of success last year. Exeter, one of those squads that have really come to the sharp end of the BUKC in recent history. But Tom Fox there is a man on the mission for Coventry A in 3rd place. Look out for that number 1 car trying to reel these two in over the course of the next few laps.
We've got Aston A and Huddersfield B, I believe it is, fighting at the back. So that is something that the leaders will have to be wary of, make sure they don't get caught up in that. Got contact warning there for Trinity A. Where are they? They are down in 23rd place. It's an all Welsh little battle there for sort of 23rd place, Trinity A, Trinity B, and then Swansea A in that little battle. But it's this battle for first place we're keeping an eye on. Keep an eye on as well Thomas Fox. He's currently 1.6 seconds off the fight, but at the moment Charlie Bennett and Konstantinos working well together to make sure these guys aren't in the way. It's actually, I take it back, it's the Hertfordshire A car getting lapped again that was that little battle happening there. So it just looks like they just lapped him for a second time. I think Charlie Bennett got the rub of the green with that one.
Yeah, Hertfordshire, former champions of course, but they're back in the mains for the first time in a fair few years, so good to have them along for the ride. Kyle Morby, I mentioned, was battling with Brighton A. He has made that move stick now. And in other news, the Trinity carts, University of Wales, Trinity St David B and A, they've just swapped positions. 23rd, 24th, the B team now ahead of the A team, interestingly enough. But we'll see how that pans out. Still 9 minutes to go of this one. Konstantinos Karting chasing Charlie Bennett for the leader this one. We're here with the 22, Nathan Little, who I think is having a brilliant drive at the moment for Brighton. Started quite high up, got to the head of the field, lest we forget, at the end of lap 1. But he's still doing really well and is still the highest place of the Clubman carts. And he's got a fair few prems as a buffer back to the next Clubman runner, Cambridge B, back in 12th.
Absolutely, looking on as well as the buffer of those cars. He's also got a decent amount of time between them as well. The next one is Leeds A. They are, to be fair, they are right on the back of Bath A. Keeping an eye on Nathan Little, he's got Oxford Brooks B bearing down on him. It's a 61 now, getting in the way of the Oxford Brooks A kart. Sorry. Yeah. We should see that happening any moment now. Thomas Fox, who's making a move. He's lapping the Aston A kart. Yeah. So James Island getting caught up there as well. Hopefully we should be able to get past him any moment. Just see Alistair Irvine in the Club 100 test car as a Hertfordshire A have now got a mechanical flag. 3rd one of the day. Meanwhile, on the battle for the lead, Konstantinos right up behind Charlie Little, heading now into hairpin 2. Are we going to see any lunging attempt from Konstantinos? No, he's more experienced to know that.
You can't keep Alistair Irvine away from a BUKC event, can you? Anyway, the interesting thing about that for me is that James Island judged the traffic a little bit better than Tom Fox did. And so Loughborough now closer to Coventry A. Now, if he catches up to Tom Fox, will they work together, or will they just battle it out, allowing these two to battle it out? You get this sense here that Konstantinos is biding his time a little bit. The opportunity, if it comes, he'll take it, but there's still plenty of time left in this one for him to make a move, if so he can just bide his time, sit there and look for the opportunity, or push slightly harder in the last couple of laps. Fastest lap of the race, by the way, I should say, currently with Tom Fox, so he has got the pace to catch up to these guys.
You say about waiting for the opportune moment. What if the opportune moment comes and goes? So I think Konstantinos has got to think about making a move sooner rather than later, as we just look a little bit further down the grid, whilst not much is happening at the front. We've just seen Imperial A falling down the order, and Loughborough C have overtaken Newcastle B for 18th place. Konstantinos right up the back of Charlie Little, now heading up towards Cafe. They're going to have to, he's got to do something here. Alistair Irvine in the way up front. Surely are we going to see a move into Conways? No, not yet, but there is every possibility that coming now into hairpin 1. Are we going to see a lunge? No. Oh, Nathan Little going slightly slightly defensive there into hairpin 1, into hairpin 2 now, where Konstantinos has been much better, so based on what I've seen, but no, it's still as you were. Thomas Fox just behind. The gap now is 1.2 seconds, so it's coming down, but it's not coming down enough, in my opinion, for Thomas Fox to be. Maybe if Konstantinos and Mr. Little start fighting a little bit more, we might see the two coming through us. There's actually a track limit warning there for Thomas Fox, so he's got to be careful he doesn't pick another one of those.
Newcastle B's impressive drive up through the field continues. Adam Fleming has just got past Loughborough C for 18th place. Leeds A as well have just got past Bath A to get themselves into the top 10, so that's a good effort there for Leeds A. Who is in there? That's Jack Fisher. Yeah, we heard from him on the grid, didn't we? Getting by the Bath A cart there, which is James Bewmate. Of course it is. Still having a good drive though.
They are neck and neck. It has to be said. They just crossed the line exactly the same point. So that is a decent fight there. Meanwhile, Thomas Fox is now definitely getting involved in this fight. There was a cart pulling over.
That was Hertfordshire doing, noticing that the leaders were coming through, doing the right thing, I think.
Yes,
and just getting well out of the way. So fair play to them for that. We've got under 5 minutes to go then. Charlie Bennett leads ahead of Konstantinos Karting, Mr. Karting as we like to call him for Exeter A, and then Tom Fox in Coventry A's cart now turning this into a 3-horse battle at the front.
Just note, I was about to just bring it up, that the Club 100 test cart, which is piloted by Alistair Irvine, is lapping at roughly the same pace of the lead carts. I thought it'd be interesting when they got up to back of him, but Alistair Irvine, massively experienced driver, very talented. He's just completely pulled over to one side, letting the leaders through. If you're watching and you are one of those drivers that ends up towards the back, that is how to do it.
Yeah, Irvine, he knows what he's doing, doesn't he? In the pink helmet there, he's not a factor in this. Just doing a bit of test work for the Club 100 squad. If you're wondering, these are Club 100 Rotax Evo carts that we race with in the BUKC. Club 100 have been providing the machinery for almost all of the BUKC's history, to be perfectly honest. And it's been a partnership that's worked very well for many a year. And here for the move of the lead goes Konstantinos, gets by at hairpin 2, and immediately Tom Fox is having a look. But as we saw earlier with his battle with James Ireland in the Loughborough car, he hasn't got great drive off of that second hairpin there, at least when he tries to take that tight line. Nose to tail, they go through Pullmans and into paddock. Will anyone have a go into Garda? Tom Fox is trying to get a run, but Charlie Bennett's looking to get the lead back. He goes to the inside, half in defence, half in attack. As Irvine has to I bet he's lifting off a bit here because he doesn't want to get involved in this. That's what the midfield looks like in the BUKC as well, folks. Look at this, Charlie Bennett towards Conway. He's going to try down the inside, gets the job done. Side by side they are. Tom Fox gets alongside Mr. Karting as well as they head into hairpin 1, James.
Absolutely, this is absolutely fantastic stuff. Sorry if I was calling Charlie Bennett Nathan Little earlier, but this is what I was predicting earlier. It's a 3-horse race for the lead. Tom Fox has got back past. I mentioned earlier Konstantinos had to pick his moment. He went for it. Unfortunately, it has cost him, so maybe he should have thought of going for it a little bit earlier. I won't pretend to be an expert, but that is just my opinion in the racing world. Meanwhile, we're now coming out into Garda. Charlie Bennett going defensive into Garda. Tom Fox had a run on him, and he's surely going to have a run on him now, coming out of the centre chicane, heading up towards Cafe. The midfield battle is absolutely obscene heading into, we've just got 2 minutes left. Tom Fox trying it around, he's going to try around the outside of Henry's corner. He's going down the outside towards hairpin 1. How's your braking? It's not bad, but it's not good enough for Nathan Bennett to lose the lead. And Konstantinos now getting involved. Is he going to send it down the inside on Tom Fox? Yes, he is. So it's now Exeter in P2. Loughborough B still leading, but Thomas Fox fights back. He's fought back around the outside of the S's. This is all going absolutely splendidly. I think they are just about with this massive gaggle of midfield cars. I think, no, they are actually going to get onto the back of these.
They are. So this, just to explain, this is, I want to say it is Coventry B in 25th who are leading. Swansea A, UWTSD A, Warwick C, UWTSD B, Sheffield A, Manchester Met. They are all in this string having a legitimate battle over 22nd place downwards. So they aren't going to be in the mood to get out of the way. They might decide to do the right thing if they fall off the back of the pack, but they're going to be battling in the dying moments, and it's all for points. No blue flags either here, as Thomas Fox tries to have a look here at Charlie Bennett, but there's nothing on there. He's right on his rear bumper. Those they're going to head down through Syme Sweep. He'll try and get a good line through Pullman's. He'll see that gaggle of carts ahead. He's going to want to try and get a move done before they hit this if they can. The first cart is the Huddersfield B cart, the 29. Will this give Charlie Bennett the opportunity to break away? As I said earlier, though, it's not great being the first leader to hit a pack of carts, as we're going to come round now. Will this be called as the last lap, or have we got 2 more to go? It is 2 more to go as they hit the traffic. Here we go then. Tom Fox of Coventry A with Konstantinos Karting of Exeter A hunting down Charlie Bennett. He's got to absorb the pressure and get through the traffic cleanly and efficiently.
This is absolutely fantastic. We're going to have at least 2 laps. The Coventry, the UWTSD spot, the Huddersfield B car gets out of the way, does the right job. It is still as you were. Thomas Fox needed to get the move done before they hit this gaggle of carts. He has not been able to do that. Now we are probably going to see how to manage traffic, how to work it out. It looks like that Charlie Bennett has got past Loughborough B.
Look out for James Ireland as well, James. He's just got onto the back of this in the white helmet and blue suit, so look out for him. Can he nab something on the very last lap as we head onto it?
This is absolutely spectacular. We've crossed the line with 4 seconds to go. Thomas Fox looking around the outside once again through Conways, through Henrys. It's absolutely fantastic racing. How's he braking into hairpin 1? It's decent from Thomas Fox. He's round the outside, but Charlie Bennett defends brilliantly. Thomas Fox, he covers off the inside line fantastically. Overtaking manoeuvres becoming more of a premium now, as it's almost impossible to tell where the leaders start and the midfield ends. One of the midfield drivers getting overtaken into Syme Sweep. That's Charlie Bennett going down the inside. Surely there's not going to be, there's got a Garda as the last opportunity for Thomas Fox. He's definitely on the inside. Charlie Bennett goes defensive. It looks like as Konstantinos runs Thomas Fox out. James Ireland getting involved as well, but it looks like after all that, it is going to be Charlie Bennett across the line for the Loughborough B cart. There we go. So we've got Loughborough B, Exeter A, Coventry A, Loughborough A, Nottingham A got involved there as well. They crossed the line brilliantly. Fantastic racing from all 3 of them. Brilliant racing from the midfield. Hopefully we might even be able to pick up that fight, see what's going on. I believe we were up to about...
So Leeds A are going to hold off Bath A, for 10th. That's a battle that had been raging for most of the latter third of the race. Is Cambridge B going to come across to claim 12th? Yes, they are, just from Loughborough D by a 10th of a second. Bournemouth A and Nottingham Trent A have just got past Kingston A on the last lap. Imperial A overtake Newcastle B and Loughborough C as well. That takes us down to the end of the top 20. Then's Brighton B. Coventry B then are going to try and hold on to this, because there they go. They held on. They were at the front of that gaggle of carts that the leaders were picking their way through. So they just finished on the lead lap there and managed to hold on there. So brilliant job from Coventry B. Warwick C in 23rd. Then it's Trinity A, Sheffield A, Swansea A, Manchester Met A, Birmingham B, Trinity B, and Huddersfield B to round out your top 30. Aston A will be next in terms of points, albeit the Club 100 test kart registered in 31st. Queen Mary A in 33rd, 34th Coventry D. Hertfordshire A round out all the runners. Wow, what a run to the finish that one. That one, that was only the second of 12 of those that we're doing today.